Meditation's in a year of high consequence, day 9. But it's also first day of the year of the fire horse, and I'm kind of really feeling it. I'm feeling just ready to keep going and calm and steady and focused. I like this Chinese New Year. Weather, the cold weather broke up here in northern Florida. I'm going to run out of data in about 10 minutes, and I have to post these, but I have some thoughts and it's February 18th. Yeah. Date, date stamp everything because things are moving really fast. So the current thing in the collective consciousness is the ebb files and all the darkness of the elites and the fear and loathing about all that. And I had an insight about that, not to dismiss anybody's responses to this, but the idea of a perspective from the point of view of the elites. If you're one of the elites, let's say you're a king from the old days, medieval, you're now responsible for a lot of people, and the people are they can have faith in things working out, but maybe they don't understand what it took to set up everybody's food chain, supply line, and everything that the king's responsible for in a materialist way. Everyone else is okay with and somehow things work out. But the people that are responsible at the top, it's not. It's easy to see why they would become materialist and focus on kind of a hard-nosed approach to the way things work. This is just from purely trying to do your best as a leader. It's easy to see suddenly for me, especially now. You have 8 billion people and the crisis of feeding them all, and then everybody's pointing fingers at the elites. Forget the part where they go. Some of them go dark, trying to find shortcuts. I don't know. There's a lot of incentive for once you have, as I say, there's incentive in the dog eat dog economy and culture where we're all independent players. There's a lot of good sides to that. We've gone through all that. I don't want to get too far into that. But there's incentives for people to be kind of like backstabby and hoardy and greedy to some extent, because as things have gone, the idea that one single simple-minded thing about just let everything be for sale and it's all going to work out, that applies for certain things, no doubt, in a good way. And all systems that really function with vitality are hybrids, and they have different things that go different ways. Like our own body is a good example. An automobile is another example. I have visions about 17 by 18 matrices of complexities, particularly in the strategy we need to apply about how to bring it back. Visualizing what one company would do if they were going to just create Utopiaville out of a Virgin Valley and all the resources, and they just send all the modern personnel. It took 16 more corporations, 17. And that level of complexity is what we're doing these days. So it's not so simple to think we can bring it back. And I wanted to get into the idea that it's complex enough that there's nobody controlling it, really. They're kind of riding herd on it. And the idea that the elites would get into power grabbiness. Well, look, people do it, as I say, there's at the personal level down here with the plebes and outside of the castle, we're backstabby also, and we're not really understanding how we really could work together. And I think if we were working together better, the elites could relax and go, yeah, the people got their thing going on. We don't have to worry about that. It hasn't quite come to that. And I'm saying, let's assume everybody's got the best of motivations, because that is the foundation of reality. It's a benevolence. Dad said, as far as he could get into mysticism, he says, it's a benevolent cosmos. Yeah, okay. I want to say it goes beyond benevolent, and it's precisely tuned in to what needs to happen karmically and all this. And then there's more than that. There's focused intentionality on all kind of levels. And whether you believe in Jehovah specifically, which I think I've seen as a real possibility and actually met in other incarnations. Shut up. We can talk about every crazy thing now, right? Plus, it's just take it as a visualization that helps you handle the energies in play. Because AI makes everything unbelievable anyway. So just learn the lessons that are being. Okay, get back to the real world. That we know real world is not a matrix. The matrix is over here in the screens. That's where you think elites have sway. Elites don't control the planet or the air or the sunshine or your energies. And there's enough land we can start permaculture farms and get a new foundation of food and a new economy based on founding our resources and connecting to a community. But the one thing I want to do is bring back the idea that we can bring it back to oneness. And right now we have this crisis of fear and loathing of the dark elites. Yeah, but look, if you put yourself in their shoes, you're going to understand that like it looks like a crisis. And as things got more ambitious, some of it was like, look at all these new benefits. Yeah, but now we have to maintain it. And the idea of globalization, the classes, look, it was an efficient way to do things for a while. We're trying to slowly bring everybody's